precisely 6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. The health authorities urged the people to strictly follow health guidelines. Schools and preschools closed in western and northwestern provinces. Many Grama Seva Vasam areas in 4 districts isolated. The SLTB buses will commence transport activities under strict health guidelines. China's defense minister will make a short visit to Sri Lanka today. 952 coronavirus cases reported in Sri Lanka yesterday. Sri Lanka reports 3 more COVID-19 deaths. News overseas, US to share up to 60 million vaccine doses. In sports, Ian Morgan's 47 or 40 balls steered the Kolkata Knight Riders to victory with 5 wickets and 20 balls to spare. Local news in detail now. Chief Epidemiologist of the Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry, Consultant Dr. Sudat Samaravira, requested the general public to strictly follow health guidelines and avoid gatherings in crowded places in the main cities after the long weekend. People must avoid gatherings in this situation. Gatherings are one of the main reasons for the spread of the virus. He says that it is the responsibility of everyone to control the spread of the virus. The Government Medical Officers Association also requests the public to strictly follow health guidelines. The association says that government or health authorities cannot control the disease without the support of the general public. Education Minister Professor G.L. Piris announced that all schools, preschools and Piriven in the western and northwestern provinces will remain closed until the 30th of April 2021. This decision has been taken as a precaution due to the recent surge in new COVID-19 cases. However, the schools in other provinces will reopen for students as usual from today, the Education Ministry said. The government has taken a decision to close all schools, preschools and Pirivan located within the western and northwestern provinces until the 30th of April. There is no change in the academic activities of schools in the remaining provinces of the country. If there are any changes, we will notify immediately, the Minister of Education said in a statement. He also requested the parents and students to strictly follow health guidelines within the schools that will remain open, as it is highly important to do so. Several areas in Kaluthara and Gampaha districts declared as isolated areas to contain the spread of COVID-19 from 8 p.m. yesterday. In the Kaluthara district, Miriswatta Grama Niladhara division and Palanwatta North Grama Niladhara division and East Grama Niladhara division are kept under isolated status. In the Gampaha district, Polhena, Hiralugedara, Kaluaggala and Aswennawatta East Grama Niladhara division will be isolated. The Pampur Grama Niladhara division in Trincomalee, Kadudampe Grama Niladhara divisions in Gaul district and the Dambula Economic Centre were also isolated from 8 p.m. yesterday. The Sri Lanka Transport Board buses will commence transport activities under strict health guidelines. Deputy General Manager Transport of SLTB Panduka Jayawardena said the passengers will be allowed based on the number of seats available in the buses. The bus conductor and the driver should strictly adhere to this guideline. Accordingly, the other public transport services will also commence activities under strict health guidelines, he added. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news. Continuing with more stories here at home. China's Minister of Defense will make a short visit to Sri Lanka today. The Chinese Defense Minister will arrive in the country upon the invitation made by Sri Lankan Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. He is scheduled to meet President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa tomorrow. The Ministry of Health says that another 60 persons have tested positive for coronavirus, increasing yesterday's total of new COVID-19 cases to 952. All 60 new cases are close contacts of infected patients from the Paliyagoda cluster. The total number of cases associated with the Minuwangoda, Paliyagoda and prisons clusters has climbed to 96,698 with this. The total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases reported in the country so far has hit 102,376. The Director General of Health Services confirms 3 more COVID-19 deaths yesterday, pushing the country's death toll from COVID-19 to 647. A 70-year-old female from Galpatha who passed away on the 26th of April while receiving treatment at the Kalutara District General Hospital. The cause of the death is reported as COVID-19 pneumonia. A 92-year-old male from Kandana who had passed away on the 25th of April while being treated at IDH. The cause of the death is cited as COVID-19 pneumonia, acute kidney damage, high blood sugar, high blood pressure, and kidney disease. A 70-year-old female from Avisavala who had been transferred from Sri Jayawardhanapura Hospital to Neville Fernando Hospital after being identified as COVID-19 positive. She had passed away on the 26th of April due to complications caused by COVID-19 pneumonia and acute respiratory and heart failure. That's on local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says that due to free health service, the government is able to control the COVID pandemic situation in the country at present. The Premier said that Sri Lanka has an excellent public health system. By the end of February, the government was able to vaccinate more than 100,000 persons. The Prime Minister made these remarks while addressing the opening segment of the 77th session of the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific via a video message yesterday. This year's meeting was conducted virtually from 26 to 29 April 2021 under the theme Building Back Better from Crises Through Regional Cooperation in Asia and the Pacific. While the COVID-19 pandemic dominated the discussions this year, other issues such as climate change, debt relief, investments, equitable health access, sustainable development and regional cooperation were also discussed.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And on Watch Live, the commuters complained that long-distance buses are not available after 8 p.m. Only few buses are available to some selected destinations. This has caused immense difficulties to the commuters travelling from city limits to outside districts. This is for the attention of the Western Province Passenger Transport Authority. When contacted the relevant officials, they promised to carry out a routine check on this matter.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
the best discount in this Urdu season, People's Leasing Polybasi. Enjoy an interest rebate of 25% from People's Leasing for all the leasing facilities during this Urdu season. Call 011-206-300 for more details. Conditions apply.
People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
And on world news, AstraZeneca, US to share up to 60 million vaccine doses. Iran's Zarif criticizes Revolutionary Guard's influence in leaked tape. On Black Sax Mafia, Italian police arrest 30 Nigerian suspected gang members. World news in detail. The US will share up to 60 million doses of its AstraZeneca vaccine with other countries as they become available, the White House has said. The doses will be able to be exported in the coming months after a federal safety review. The US has a stockpile of the vaccine even though its regulators have not yet authorized it for public use. Critics have accused the government of hoarding the vaccine, while other countries are in desperate need. A leaked audio tape in which Iran's Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif bemoans that the Revolutionary Guards dominate the country's foreign policy and took it into Syria's civil war at the behest of Russia is making the rounds, with many on social media expressing shock And some of the revelations confirmed what many Iranians have suspected all along. What is surprising is that they came from Mr. Zarif, an experienced diplomat who is normally very guarded and is a moderate by Iranian standards. Finally, on world news, Italian police have carried out raids across the country, arresting some 30 people suspected of operating for the Nigerian Black Axe Mafia syndicate. Police say they face about 100 charges, including drug and people trafficking, prostitution, and internet fraud. The gang allegedly used the Bitcoin cryptocurrency to carry out clandestine financial transactions on the dark web. That came to you on World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
The best discount in this Urdu season, People's Leasing Polywasi. Enjoy an interest rebate of 25% from People's Leasing for all the leasing facilities during this Urdu season. Call 011 206 300 for more details. Conditions apply.
People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
And on development news, the swimming pool of Jaffna Central College is being renovated with modern facilities. Although the renovation activities commenced in 2013, it was interrupted due to the change of government in 2015. However, the present government recommenced the renovation activities under the instruction of Minister Namal Rajapaksa. That's on development news. And on sports news, cricket. Kolkata Knight Riders 126 for 5, Morgan 47, Tripathi 41, Hendricks 1 for 5 beat Punjab Kings 123 for 9, Agarwal 31, Jordan 30, Krishna 3 for 30, Nareen 2 for 22 by 5 wickets. Ian Morgan's 47 not out of 40 balls steered the Kolkata Knight Riders to victory with 5 wickets and 20 balls to spare after his bowlers restricted the Punjab Kings to 123 for 9 in the first game of IPL 2021 in Ahmedabad. Scores: Punjab Kings batted first and made 123 for 9 in 20 overs. In reply, Kolkata Knight Riders reached the victory in 17th over, losing only 5 wickets. That's on sports news.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
And on business news, the Central Fish Market Employees Federation said the significant improvement of the country's health situation and also the arrival of more foreign tourists to Sri Lanka during this New Year season between January to April helped the Paliokota Central Fish Market to uplift its daily turnover record to 90%.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic News. Courtesy of
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
And on economic news, heralding a new era in the South Asian leisure industry, the region's most modern and largest international yacht marina of the Colombo Port City has been completed. The first project to be completed under the Port City Colombo landscape will attract over $500 million in the next 3 years. The yacht marina, when fully operational, will be on a 44-acre land and it will have the facility to anchor 200 yachts, making it one of the largest such venues in the region. The area will have a mini yacht repairing facility, duty-free terminal, customs and facilities for several other maritime-related businesses.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
And on the weather update, the Met Department says showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in central, Sabaragamuwa, Uva, and north central and eastern provinces and in Mullaitivu, Vavuniya, Galle and Matara districts during the evening or night. Showers may occur in western and southern coastal areas during the morning too. Fairly heavy rainfalls above 50 millimeters can be expected at some places in Sabaragamuwa, Uva, and central provinces and in Galle and Matara districts. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. This weather report was published this morning at 4:30 a.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. Back to the headlines. The health authorities urge the people to strictly follow health guidelines. Schools and preschools closed in western and northwestern provinces. Many Grama Seva Vasam areas in 4 districts isolated. The SLTB buses will commence transport activities under strict health guidelines. China's defense minister will make a short visit to Sri Lanka today. 952 coronavirus cases reported in Sri Lanka yesterday. Sri Lanka reports 3 more COVID-19 deaths. News overseas, AstraZeneca, US to share up to 60 million vaccine doses. And in sports, Ian Morgan's 47 of 40 balls steered the Kolkata Knight Riders to victory with 5 wickets and 20 balls to spare. With that, we conclude the morning bulletin of news.